Today's objective is to reflect objects about the X or Y axis and other movements. Example 1. You have a triangle in the upper left-hand portion of the graph, and the directions on the right tell you what you should do with it. First, you have to reflect it about the Y-axis. This is the Y-axis, straight up and down. And in order to reflect it, you have to think about it like a mirror. Things are kind of reversed when you look in the mirror. So across the Y-axis, what you must do is look at each point. We'll start with this one first. So with that point, notice that it's 2 away from the Y-axis. It's 2 away. So when you reflect it across the Y-axis, that point should be 2 away from it, directly across. And then look at your other points. Look at this one down here. It is 5 away from the Y-axis. So when you go straight across the Y-axis, it should still be 5 away. So you make your point. Once you get a point on the other side for your mirror image, it's kind of easy to go back and fill in the remaining ones, because if you look at this one, this triangle has a side that's 3 long. So if you just go up 3 from this point there, you can see how it's going to fit in there. Or you can count over 5 from the Y-axis. From here, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So what you have there is the reflected image of that triangle. And you're done with half of the problem. Next, what you have to do is what it says, which is to go down 4. So every point on that triangle is going to have to be moved down 4. So if we start with this one, you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and make a dot. Now notice that this triangle is 3 long on that side here. So you know this was the bottom dot. So just go up 3 from that and make a dot. And to double check it, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4 is how far we have to go down. And then for the last one, you know that this side of the triangle is also 3. So if you go over 3 from that dot you just made, you finish the triangle. Or you can just count 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Now to submit an answer on this, you have to label each point. So this one would be over 2 and then up 1. That's because if you start from the origin in the middle, it's over 2 and then up 1. Now for this point, it is over 5, up 1. And that's because from the center you go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up 1. And then the last point is over 5, down 2. That's because you go from here in the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 2. Your answers can be submitted in any order from top to bottom, but left to right they have to be in order. You can't have 1, 2 in that spot, or 1, 5, or -2, 5. They have to be in order from left to right, but not top to bottom. Example 2. Now this one is a box in the lower left, and the directions say to reflect it across the x-axis. Now the x-axis goes left and right, so you have to reflect it this way. Start with these 2 points here. They are 2 away from the x-axis, so they must be 2 away from the x-axis on the other side. And then go to the other points. They are 5 away from the x-axis, but they're also only 3 away from the 2 points we just made. So you can either count up 5 from the x-axis or just 3 from the ones we made. And that would be the reflected image across the x-axis. Now, you have to go right 4. So we'll start with these back dots here on the left. We'll go over 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So we'll have a dot there, and then straight above it. Now do the same thing with this one and this one. You got to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, make a dot, and there's one just down below it. So here is your box, and you have to label off the points. So we'll start with this one. That is -1, 2, and then this one is 2, 2, and this one is 2, 5. And then this one is -1, 5. Alright, so we're going to reflect across the x-axis. So look at this point. It's 2 away from the x-axis, so it should be 2 away on the other side. This point is 5 away, so it should be 5 away on the other side from the x-axis. And this one is also 5 away from the x-axis, so it should be 5 away here. Now that's the reflected image. Now you have to go left 5 spots. So starting here, I go left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. And this one goes the same distance, talking about that one. This one goes 5 spots, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So there is the final image, and now we have to get the points. This one is -3, 2, that's -3, 5, and this one is 1, 5. Another one. First you have to go across the x-axis. Don't forget that's up and down there. The y-axis. Did I say x-axis?
Yes, you did.
I meant to say y-axis. Yeah, we got to go across the y-axis, which is up and down there. So if we reflect it, then it's going to be 4 away from the y-axis for those 2 points, so it's 4 away over here. And then you still have the back 2 points. Now notice that the sides are too long, 2 units long. So if you go back 2 units from there, you have your reflected image. Now you have to move it down 6 places. So if you start with this one and this one and go down 6, you'll be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here's the dot, but look at where this one is at in relation to the other ones. It's the bottom right corner. So you can fill in the rest of your image down below by going to the left of it and then above it and diagonally. So now we need the coordinates, and those are going to be -6, -1, -6, -3, -4, -1, and -4, -3.